When you take somebody crutches the way they fall. You kick them crutches from under that person and they fall flat on their face, exactly where you're supposed to be before the presence of God on your face. He gonna kick them crutches from under you. You gonna fall. You gonna be on your face. Face gonna be on the floor before the Lord, and you're gonna be broken, shattered all over the place. He's going to teach us. He has to teach his people, and he has to make it hurt. The only reason that the Lord allows it to hurt is so you can learn. Number one, don't ever do this again. This is what happens when you disobey me. Not in an evil way. He's not doing it to be evil, but he has to inflict some type of pain when he's doing it, so you'll know I ain't doing that no more. I remember what that felt like last time. you know, God let you bump your head a couple times. There has to be pain somewhere. So, but basically, y'all, if shame has power over you, it's because you're still holding on to something, some part of you or some part of the world that Satan is still using to manipulate you and keep you in bondage. So we can't blame the devil completely. He definitely has his hand in the midst when it comes to why you're in the state that you're in. But it's because you don't want to let go and let God. You don't want to surrender. If you were to tell God right now, I need help. Help me let go. I'm done, Lord. I just want to let go. I just give myself to you completely. I don't know what that means just yet, but I'm just done. That's enough. Spoken word, utterances, that's enough to break a contract with Satan. And God will come in and he will help you. Once you relinquish your control, that's what surrender means. Relinquish your control over this. Whatever this is for you, you know what this means. When you relinquish your control, that's when God can help you. But as long as you still want to pull the reins and you got it all under control, you don't need God's help, he's not going to help you. And you're going to stay in bondage to Jezebel and Satan. Hopefully not forever, but I mean, it's up to you. You have to die. You have to be humiliated. You have to be shamed. You gotta be converted. It hurts. You gotta be stepped on. You gotta be pressed. All of that purged. Whatever word you want to use, I'm just saying, you got to be broken. Pick your trial. There's no point you can complaining about the trial that God is using, because if you don't submit to this one, he's just going to do it a different way. So make it easy on yourself and submit now, or it's going to be worse. You know, the heart is a mysterious thing. I ask God all the time, like, why are people so wicked? I mean, what exactly is it in us that makes us feel like we have all this power? Or what is it in us that just makes us strive so strongly to just pursue what we want for ourselves? That's going to exalt us. There's people who will never come to God because, like, they have a lot of pride in, like, going to college. I mean, simple stuff. They just have vain aspirations. You can't take that stuff in the grave with you, you know? But yeah, there's people who are never fully going to submit to God because they want the American dream. They want to go to college. They want their degree. They want to be this big person in the world. Or they just want to, like, do this. Just, it's something vain, I'm sure. It's whatever it may be. And it's like when it comes to God and they just hear that one message when it comes to following Jesus, that you have to lay aside everything, that's enough for them. They just say, no, can't do that. And it's like, why though? I mean, what is here? What is it here that you think that you could do or be so successful in that could be in comparison to being with him for eternity? There's nothing that good here. And it may just be me because I don't get out the house. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is something great out there. Or, I don't think there's anything too great. I don't see anything here that's just worth it that bad. I mean, it can't be money because I feel like if you want money, it's because you want things. So for me to really want money like that, there has to be something that I want here. And I feel like once you really just join yourself together with Christ, that dies too. You just kind of stop wanting stuff here like that, because it just becomes more about Jesus and less about stuff. So you can't get me with money. I mean, I can get stuff that I want, but it's not gonna, it'll get old to me. It gets old now, and I don't even have money like that. So I can't imagine having a lot of it. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I probably just give it away to people like I already do. Um, yeah, I'll think about it. I'm just gonna come to the conclusion, unless he just teaches me more, they're just deceived, I guess. I guess Satan just really has that smoke in the mirrors. They're really convinced somewhere they're seeing a mirage when it comes to the world, the matrices, and they see a mirage. They see something else other than the truth, and I guess that's enough for them to just keep going on the broad road. It's weird. I said that though because like when it comes to like dying and stuff for the Lord, or dying to self, not like actual physical death. Um, I've noticed like the war in me when it came to that, and you could say it's the flesh. Sometimes it's not just the flesh; it's a heart thing as well, or it could be demonic spirits too. But I honestly like I start searching what is it that I'm attached to, or what is it here in this life that I think I could have that is causing me to fight against God like that. And honestly, nothing really. It's kind of like I wasn't happy with what I used to be or who I used to be. So going backwards would just be completely redundant because I wasn't happy. So even if I was to like leave God and go pursue the world, I wouldn't have any guidance or direction. So no point doing that. So it's just kind of like you may as well just give your life to the Lord, because you can't really take care of it. I mean, you think you can. I mean, I feel like this. The only way somebody could really be successful in the world from like a worldly standpoint is if they knew the right people, but you still make yourself a servant to the wrong people to get there. So you're still in bondage either way. You just don't see it as bondage until later on. But the world is just too delusional for me. I can't pursue it. I'm sorry. It's just too much there. The broad road is just full of like a whole bunch of like different mirages. It's not real. It's not. And I feel like people who are rich, they know that deep down they can feel that desolation. They just try to suppress it. I don't know how they do it. I know they're miserable. Honestly, I don't want to know like how you deal with that as a rich person. Like you got all that money, all this power, all these, big names and stuff, go all these nice places, but you're still desolate inside. And how you suppress that and try to act like it's not there, I don't know. I wouldn't want to live like that. And it gets old, and when you get old too, you're just gonna die and they're gonna forget about you. Look at Joan Rivers. I think she was like popular. She was always like a little TV personality comedian since she was like what in her 20s 30s, and she's dead and nobody cares about her anymore. That's what I'm talking about. Like it's kind of pointless for you to just pursue the world for this this self-perceived success, I guess. Whatever it is that you have in your heart, it came from Satan. This definitely didn't come from God, because there's nothing here that Satan has to offer you. Satan is like that plate of food that you get from Market Basket that looked really, really good when they was putting it in the plate, but when you tasted it, it had no seasoning at all, and it really just disappointed you. And all you kept thinking about was, I just spent $13 on this plate of food, and they didn't even season it when they were cooking it. Like the macaroni and cheese wasn't seasoned, the collard greens wasn't seasoned, nothing was seasoned. Not even the white gravy on the mashed potatoes was seasoned, but it looked so good before I bought it. I was deceived. Yes, this actually happened. But I mean, like, I take like simple stuff, like simple everyday life stuff, and I just relate it to something spiritual. I'm so extra. But that's what I was thinking about eating that food. I was like, man, I was so deceived. Like, I should have just. Like, how you don't season your food? Like, you don't do that to people. Like, you don't deceive people that way. Like why even put the food on display looking that good if it doesn't taste as good as it looks? But that's people for you. It's just the world. It's just wicked. They don't care. It's not real. I wish God would just shout that at us from the heavens. It's not real. It's fake. Go watch The Matrix. Morpheus will show you what the world really looks like. When he took Neo in that white space with the TV, then he took him and showed him what the world really looked like in the spirit. That's what it looks like. And I feel like the only, it's just weird, man. I don't know. Only the Lord really knows the heart like that. I just try to understand why people never choose Jesus. It's just a weird thing. There's people who know they're going to hell and they don't care. Like they'll tell you, "Well, I know I'm going to hell. I just rather live." I'm like, are you serious? Did you really just say that like so nonchalantly? Like it's just nothing. I know I'm going to hell. Do you know what all that consists of? Do you know that you're never getting out? That's an eternal situation, and you want to go there for this gambling, this little machine right here. I mean, this sex, it gets old. I mean, at some point you are going to get old. You're not going to be able to have sex anymore. So you pretty much just wasted your life defiling yourself when you could have been growing in your relationship and your intimacy with Jesus and getting to know him. So it's just all in vain. At some point you get to an age where you can't even enjoy the stuff anymore, but you made it an idol and it just took your whole life away. I couldn't even be one of those people that God would give a lot of money to because what I would do with it, I would get stuff that I liked and stuff, but I just feel like maybe people don't care who have a lot of money who are wicked, but my heart, if I did have a lot of money, I would just constantly be convicted because I know that I don't need this much, and there's people all around me who actually do need it and who are like living off of $5 a day, asking people for money. Like I would just be compelled to give it to them, so I couldn't even really enjoy it, even if I did have that much money. I'd just constantly be giving it away, or I'd make like a huge like a bombed out like homeless shelter or something. So, but it's just weird. I feel like the lust that people do have to keep them attached to it's really weird. It's like the people who are lost and who are, wicked, they're attached to the things in this world and just their flesh, and they know that they're miserable because it brings nothing but death. But at the same time, I do believe it gets old for everybody, but I think that those spirits that you welcome in, they play a part in keeping that desire and that lust for those things intensified. Like the demons have to help you keep craving it. I strongly believe that with drug addicts. I think they're miserable. They know like I have to stop this, but they can't because those demons are there to just keep pushing it, keep wanting it, keep wanting the sex, keep wanting the drugs, like keep. It's just a world full of broken people. I hate Satan so much. I know you can't blame him for everything, but it just I just still hate him either way. I really, really do. And I was telling Daphne last night, it's gonna be really, really sad on Judgment Day because not just because people are gonna stand in the presence of a very bold, fearful, you know, God who's a consuming fire. They're gonna feel that authority. I felt it before in a vision with God, and I was so humbled. That's all I remember. I couldn't even see myself. I just felt like my spirit woman was just bowed down. I didn't say anything. It just came naturally to me. My spirit knew who this person was. I knew it was my maker. And he was just telling me simple stuff. He wasn't telling me anything like big. I think he was just sharing a revelation with me at that time. And it felt like it was a download of information kind of going into my mind. But it was his presence that was so just like overwhelming. Like it that's why when the word says that every knee shall bow, literally it will, because it just has that effect on you. That's exactly what I felt. Like you could feel this is somebody you don't mess with. This is your maker. And he was just having a simple conversation with me. He was telling me something, and I remember I saw a lot of fire. And I didn't know at that time that the Bible actually said that God is a consuming fire. So that's what that was. I saw two pillars and I saw just fire and warmth. Beautiful, radiating warmth, just a lot of love. But his glory, I think that's why he says if he was to show us himself, we would die because you can't handle it. It's extremely overwhelming. But I think that the most heartbreaking thing is gonna be when there's people in hell now, but the word says that God's gonna raise up the just and the unjust for a final judgment. Then he's gonna cast hell into the lake of fire. I think the most heartbreaking thing is gonna be that those people are gonna see that the person that they rejected for a savior, for a husband, was actually a prince, a beautiful prince who was madly in love with them. I really don't want to cry. There's only so much you can do. He's not gonna force people to accept him because he's a gentleman. But I couldn't imagine just being, dying in my sins and standing before somebody so beautiful like that. And you came to the realization at the wrong time. It's too late that this person loved you the whole time. And Satan deceived you. And I know God's going to be angry. I know he has his wrath and everything, but I still think Jesus, he's going to be there just weeping. Because his heart is pure. It really is very, very pure. I think he's just going to be weeping at all these people. He was constantly drawing you, or he used somehow to get this light through to you, or he used somebody to try to get your attention, and you just kept pushing him away. And the majority of this world, it really is only a remnant. The majority, of this world, all these people, they're just gonna go straight to hell. Sorry. Somebody walked in my room. But, yeah. There's no greater deception than that it's too late for you. You're standing before this person and you finally just feel all that love. It's gonna go straight through you. It's gonna go right through your core. And you're gonna have I think even the wicked, everybody who stands before God, they're gonna feel that. They're gonna feel that love. And it's just gonna be a horrible, horrible day for them. It's too late. This is what you rejected. You threw him away. You let Satan deceive you. You let Satan continue to harden your heart. You continue hardening your heart against God. Not even really having a full understanding of who he was or what he was about. You just didn't want no part of him because it required you to let go of yourself. And this is who you rejected. And I think they're going to look at him. They're probably not going to be able to look at him because he's so pure, he's so holy, and he's so innocent. He loves you so much. But you really can't blame the devil because Satan has power over us through our unbelief. Your heart is hardened through unbelief in God's words. The more you rejected it, that's what really gave Satan the power to continue blinding you. So you really can't even blame him. You had the light. Doesn't matter how much light that you had it at one point, and whatever light that you did have, you rejected it. And I was telling God the other night, I said, it almost sounds like a Narnia story, You would think that like the creator making all these people, making this planet, and humanity, and how much attention he pays to us, how serious it is, how he gets angry when you don't receive him, or when you put something before him. And I said the odds of God making all these people, and it's only going to be a few that are really going to receive him. Like, why does the story have to end like that? You would think because it was God and he's the maker, it would be a lot of people, but it's not. It's it just doesn't work like that. And don't cry. Do not cry. Do not cry. You have this, it's just crazy because it's like you have this beautiful prince, and all he ever wanted was just, I mean, a pure heart, pure heart. And all he ever wanted was just a family, a bride, people to fellowship with who were really, really gonna love him. It's only like a few. It's gonna be enough for him, but it's still heartbreaking either way. And the poor souls who are gonna, like I said, just stand before him, and they're gonna feel that you were deceived. That's all that darkness that was on them people when they were living in the world. When it's time for God to judge all of us, them blinders gonna be wiped off. They're gonna see Christ in his raw form, and they're gonna have a full understanding how deceived they really were by the devil. That's gonna be the worst part out of all of it. Not God judging you, not the angels taking you and throwing you into the pit. That's gonna be the worst part, is confronting that beautiful, beautiful prince. You're gonna feel that purity. You're gonna feel that love. The love, that's what's really gonna get him. The love and the weeping that Christ is probably gonna have for those people. And this is what you rejected. Oh God. I mean, do y'all ever just really think about that? I think about stuff like this all the time. Like, that's it. Like, it's, yeah, Satan is that wicked, and people don't think that he is, but he's really wicked. He wants to take you down with him. He doesn't care. I know we can't like imagine like how he even got that way. I honestly still think about it. Like, I don't see how you could just get that evil. Like, but it was just jealousy, and I guess it just goes from there. He just hates God, and I think Satan's jealous of our relationship with God, because it really is, it's a beautiful, romantic, just pure, genuine love that God has for us, and he sees that we have that for God too. Even though it's not perfected yet, we still have it. And I think he just hates that. He's jealous. He doesn't want to see you happy. He'll do everything within his power to like stop that intimacy. He'll lie to you about how God feels about you, and God is actually madly in love with you. He's lying to you about who God is, who Jesus is, what he's about. Like, he tries to shame Jesus' name by putting religion. People think Jesus is religion. He's not even that. He's far from that. And this is all the stuff that I was feeling when I had my encounter with Jesus. I was shocked at what I was feeling, because I had never felt that from him before. And now I could think to myself, it's like, wow, man, Satan does a great job at making you look bad, because all of this that I'm feeling, I've been following Christ for this long, and I never felt that love before. This is who he truly is as a person. And there's so many people who do not know Jesus. We know his voice, but we don't know him. It's crazy. It's really, really insane to think about how one person can be responsible for just, well, I guess it's not just one person. We're responsible too. We have a choice just like Satan did. It's the same thing. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. Just, that's all I can say. Is it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is crazy. You know what I hope for Jesus? I just hope that I hope that when we do go home with him and he has the real bride who actually really loves him, not the counterfeits, not the counterfeit religious people, not those people, the people who really loved him. I'm hoping that we're enough for him. I hope that we can make him happy when we're with him, because I just wouldn't know. I don't know how his heart has to like take it. Like, yeah, I got my bride here, but I can still see all these people burning for eternity at the same time. Like, I wonder, is that going to be a constant memory for Jesus, or does he just blind our memory from it for our own good? But is he going to have to feel that pain for eternity? Like, I think about stuff like that. But I do. I hope that the faithful bride that does make it home, I hope we're enough for him. And I hope we are enough to make him happy in heaven or the New Jerusalem, wherever we're going to be. And that he can just enjoy his his true sheep, and we'll just be one big happy family. And it's very unfortunate that the people who didn't want him have to, they're never going to get a chance to experience him, and he's never going to get a chance to experience them. It's very insulting. It's kind of like being in love with somebody, and you love them so much, and they just keep doing stuff to purposely hurt you. I'm talking about the wicked. I'm not talking about the bride of Christ. God just having this unconditional love towards people, sending his son for the whole world, and it's like he still loves you, but you're working against him so hard. It's kind of like, how do you even deal with those two emotions? Like, I love them, but I'm angry at them at the same time. I have to judge these wicked people. Like, how can you be so evil? I almost feel like God wants to ask the wicked, like, what have I done? Like, what is it that just makes you hate me so much? I mean, he already knows because he knows all things, but I feel like that's probably his heart towards the wicked. Like, I mean, y'all are, it's ridiculous how rebellious y'all are. Y'all are just so, all y'all think about is evil. All you want is evil. Just like he said in Genesis, all their thoughts were just evil. He had to destroy them. It was ridiculous. I try to imagine, like, how would we feel if we were in a situation like that? Like, or maybe some of y'all are, it's kind of like you love the person, but it's just, they're just working against you, and you just kind of look in bewilderment, like, why are you doing this? It doesn't make any logical sense. Like, why are y'all are striving against me so hard when I love you? It's retarded. I could see if he was like a wicked God. I mean, he's not. He's pure. He's loving. And it's like, why would you reject that out of all things? I hate that we're really a disappointment to God. I mean, they're not his people, but he still made them. He still made all of us, and he had plans for us. And it's like the majority of us are just going to go straight to the pit. Like, does he just numb himself to the fact that he loved us at one point when we are, like, all humans are in hell, or is it just kind of like eternal weeping that's secretly going to be there that he's going to hide from us? Like, I just, like I said, I think about this stuff all the time. I wouldn't know how to deal with something like that on the scale that God has to. We'll never understand that, but it's just crazy. And I try to think, like, what is it about Jesus that you wouldn't? I mean, I know the walk is hard. Like, I think the hardest for me would be just maybe dying for Christ and, being persecuted and tortured and stuff. But that's not even, that doesn't last long. At some point, the torture stops and you die. So I just try to think, like, what is it that would just make you fight against it so hard to the point where you don't really want to go all the way? Maybe that's the problem. We don't have eternal mindsets. We have Our mindsets are just based on time, and that's probably what it is. People just see YOLO, well, you only live once. This is the life now. I'd rather enjoy life now. Like, you're so focused on the now. Like, this is not gonna last that long. That's stupid to think that way. You have to take your eternity in your life after this into consideration, you know? You know? The word even says, this too shall pass. Even when we do get persecuted and stuff, I'm sure it's going to be horrendous, but it's not going to last forever. I mean, at some point it has to stop and you have to go home. So, I don't know. I'm going to just hurt my head trying to figure all that stuff out. I'm just glad I'm in the Lord. He speaks, I hear, I respond, and we have a relationship. And I do not want to be blinded or any of those things. And hopefully, I'm one of the people that he will tell, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Well done, Brandy. Well done. Well done, Brandy Cakes, as Daphne likes to call me. She calls me Brandy Cakes. But yeah, hopefully we're in that number, I guess. I just feel like we'll finally be able to just give Jesus the hug that he needs. It's like I just want to go there and tell him, like, not only like praise and just worship him for just us getting here, thanks to him. If it wasn't for you, I would not be here, but which you had to go through with us. Like, I just want to give him a big hug. Like, it's all done, Jesus. It's all over. We're here. Let's go eat. Let's go fellowship, and we can be with him for eternity. And just make him happy. And I think that's so beautiful. You know how in Revelation it says how I think he says and I will be their God and they will be my people, and I'm going to wipe the tears away from their eyes, and no more sadness, no more of that stuff. And it's just so crazy. Like, even after all of this stuff that's happening and has happened and that's going to happen, he still has this heart of wanting to give. Even in Revelation in the New Jerusalem, that's still his heart. I'm gonna take care of them. That's all he keeps saying when he looks at us. I'm gonna take care of them. I'm gonna love them. I love them. When they get here, I'm gonna love them. It's just a few. It's just a little number, but I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna be their God, and they're gonna be me. I'm gonna cry. I'm such a sap. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. It's like the people that he just spent all the time sanctifying, that's still his heart towards us. And he just wants it to be like a reciprocal love and a reciprocal relationship. I give, you give back. I give, you give back. Just love. I'm going to get off camera now. Bye.